Penne with green olive pesto. We used to eat a lot all'aperto, in the open, in the garden, in the summer. And I just loved it. This is my garden. You hear my birds serenading me. I'm cooking, and we're gonna eat right here. So pasta, everybody loves pasta. We're gonna make some penne, simple penne, or you can use any pasta that you want, with a little bit of cauliflower and a pesto sauce. So salted water. When you put the pasta in, you give it one mix so it doesn't stick. And no oil in the pasta cooking water. There's been this rumor going around that oil in pasta water is good. Only in lasagnas, in large white pasta, so they don't stick. But here, you don't want it. You want nice, clean pasta, that sauce will stick to it. And to that, we will add cauliflower. It's right in there, cooking it all together. And just florets, you know, little bite size. That's what you want. I think that's good. So, cauliflower takes a while, so we'll put it in together. When the pasta is in there, maybe about 5 minutes, you add the cauliflower, just like that. Cooking the vegetables with the pasta, it's an old tradition in Italy. If you put zucchini in there, it takes much less. If you put string beans, in between. And then you can dress your pasta any way you want. So let's go to the pesto. Everybody thinks of basil, pine nuts, and garlic. Well, you don't see any basil, any pine nuts here. Garlic, yes. But you can make pesto out of everything that you like, that you have, that's in season. Pesto, pestare, you know, to chop. And that's what this is all about. So let's put lots of parsley in this one. If here I'm going to put some olives, pitted of course, they'll give a lot of flavors to this pesto. And here I have walnuts. You can use any nuts. How's that? You can use hazelnuts, you can use almond, and of course pine nuts are for the traditional pesto. And sometimes garlic takes a while to chop up, so I'm going to crush it and just give it a head start. Let's put that in there. And we're going to flavor it now. Salt, certainly. The olives have salt, you know, they're in brine. They're brined olives. So I'm always careful. I always think about, when I add salt, what is salted already in this ingredient list. Peperoncino, of course. And so I think we're ready to begin to chop. I'm going to stop in between if I want to tell you something. Otherwise, it's very noisy. We're going to slowly drizzle oil in there to make the pesto happen. And I'm looking at it. I like it a little chunky. So let me show you a little bit of the pesto. It looks pretty good. Chunky, nice, green nuts. So I like the pesto like this, chunky, because it'll give character to the pasta. And you can really process it and make it creamy if that's the way you like it. Or you can leave it chunky like this. I'm gonna wait for the pasta to cook, then we'll just dress it. And that's how easy this dish is. Are you amazed? I'm sure you are, and it's delicious. Buongiorno, benvenuti to my library. It's my little special getaway place where I read your emails, watch your videos, and I answer all your questions. Here I have a video now. Chris sent in a video.
Hi, Miss Lidia. My name is Chris Hernandez. I would like to know, how do you know when your pasta is ready? My wife is getting really tired of me throwing spaghetti onto the wall and waiting for it to stick so that I can know that it's ready. What's your method? Ciao.
Ah, Chris, that's great. I love that. Yes, the old saying goes, butta la pasta sul muro e quando si attacca è fatta. So the meaning to that is really to tell you that the pasta, when it's cooked, it has a little sticky side to it that should be left on the pasta, because that's where the sauce adheres to. But I would say, you know, first of all, look at the box, see how much time they tell you it should need. So stay around that time. Secondly, before you reach that time, just pull out a strand on one pasta and taste it. I like my pasta very al dente. I don't know how you like your pasta, but if you taste it, you will know. So now you have become the guardian of that pasta cooking in there. And you have the duty to taste that pasta and to tell your wife, it is cooked, pull it out, drain it. And you know what? I hope you painted that wall after you got all the pasta off of it. Thanks for the question. So the pesto is done in a bowl. We're gonna put the pasta right in here. But I wanna show you how nice and chunky and beautiful it looks. Never mind the tasting, it looks beautiful. And this pesto you can use on many other things. Now let's say that you're grilling a piece of chicken, nice, and sometimes chicken can be a little dry. This little pesto, just a spoonful on top of it would be good. You can toss fish with it, saute scallops, and pesto you don't cook. So whatever you do to whatever you want to do, you cook it first, and then you add the pesto and toss it or on top or whatever you like. Vegetables. You steam some vegetables, a spoonful of this pesto gives it a whole new meaning to vegetables. So we're all set. Let's check on our pasta and cauliflower. Looks good. So let's put it in just like that. So I want to collect it all the cauliflower, all the penne, everything. I mean, you know, when you cook pasta, you cook for 2, for 4, whatever, you measure it right. But leftover pasta is always reusable. You can certainly reheat it a little bit. Okay. And just toss it. Toss it well. Go all around, make sure that the pesto comes up and the cauliflower and the pasta is all dressed. Now let's put some cheese. Although I always suggest you put a nice piece of cheese on the table with a grater, because as you're grating it, you're releasing the aromas. And as it's hitting the hot pasta, all the aromas actually goes into the diner's senses. So you can see the cauliflower has also broken into the pasta, which is good, which I like. Now we're ready to serve. Let's get the plates for you. That looks good. And I'm gonna use Lydia's plate to accompany my plating so I don't dribble all over the place. You hear my little bird? How beautiful is this? Amongst my garden, my flowers, my trestle, the birds singing. A little cheese for me, chunk of cheese, and let me put some cheese on yours as well. A pesto is a pronounced flavor, so you can serve Chardonnay or a Sauvignon or a blend. This one is Chardonnay, Sauvignon, and Picolit blend. Picolit is from Friuli, so it brings me back home a little bit, and it has a nice body. So let's dive in here. Actually quite mellow, and the cauliflower has really cooked and it becomes almost creamy. So let me taste the wine that I suggest, because the only way to learn about wines is to keep on tasting them. That makes sense? Perfect, perfect, perfecto. It's good, it's a nice sort of merenda. Yeah.